Hi and welcome back to today's video. A little bit outside my comfort zone today, but this is in a response to quite a lot of emails we've had asking about how we can improve our clubhead speed, and basically as we get older, especially for the more senior golfers, how we can keep our clubhead speed up for as long as possible. So before we get stuck into some exercises today, it's very clear we don't want to be doing what Rory's doing there in the gym. We don't want to have to go and lift big heavy weights and things. But if we look at where the speed in a golf swing comes from, I'm going to share with you today a few exercises and stretches that are going to improve your ability to make a quick golf swing. So let's first of all have a look at where the speed in a golf swing comes from. So there are only really two physical sources of speed in a golf swing. One is your ability to rotate your body, and the other is your speed of your arms as they pass in front of your body. Now, if we isolate those two things, they will create a certain amount of speed on their own, but it's the combination of the two which multiplies the speed up. So let's say, for example, I wanted to throw this golf ball. If I just use my arm speed, so no body rotation at all, there will be a certain amount of distance that I could achieve with that. Similarly, if I had no arm speed but just used my body, there'll be a certain amount of distance I could achieve with that. But it's the combination of the two. Imagine skimming a stone now. It's the body turn followed by the hand speed which gives us the multiplying effect on your distance. And that's absolutely no different with a golf club in our hands. I mean, we do see some people swing without much arm speed, so we end up with a swing that is all body turn. Normally hit the ball very straight but not very far, and then we do see people with very little body rotation and all arm speed, which will hit the ball a bit further, but again it's lacking a certain something. It's the combination of the two, the turning and the arm speed, which really gives us the speed through the ball. So in order to keep your speed up, we're going to have a look at your flexibility in order so you can make the turn, and then a few little strength exercises to increase the resistance in your training, therefore you'll gain the power through the golf swing when it comes to hitting the ball. So I'll just go outside my comfort zone, as I say, and show you a few exercises and stretches that I do for my golf, and hopefully they'll help you too. So you're going to get a good look around the studio as I do a few exercises here, but I've moved next to this post and you'll see why. So first of all, let's have a look at your flexibility and mobility and just things you can do around the house to improve that. So in order to make a good golf swing, we need to rotate our upper body against our lower body as far as we can. And as we get older, or through inactivity, all your muscles in your body tighten up and they need stretching repeatedly to keep their flexibility. So here, all I'd like you to do is start to turn your upper body against your lower body, leave your feet in position. I like to do this with a fraction of knee flex so it doesn't lock out my hamstrings, because in a golf swing I would have that knee flex there. So a little bit of knee flex here. Turn your upper body against your lower body. The reason I have the post now is because I take my arm, I put it across, and I can just push a little bit further than I would be able to without this support here. I'm pushing against that. So whatever your level is to start with of rotation, you should find after repeating this a few days on the trot that you'll be able to just push and increase the level of rotation as you go, and you'll feel it. If you can, they say, or my physio says, if you hold your stretch for about 20 seconds, that's helping to lengthen that muscle. Don't go any further than that because you're in danger of cramping up through lactic acid and things. And do it on both sides because the body rotates both ways in a golf swing. So again, this way, rotate through, use your frame, push against it for as long as you feel as though you want to feel the stretch. And just do that, repeatedly over lockdown, and we should increase the amount of mobility that you get in the full turn situation. Okay, so these next two exercises are best done on the floor, so find yourself a comfortable spot, and we're just going to stretch out our back. So the first of these involves us lying flat on our back, and I'll show you what to do from there. Okay, so when we're flat on our back, I'd like you to take one of your legs, pass it over the other, and put it around about knee height on the other side of your leg here. Now if it's your left leg, with your right arm, grab your knee area here, and I want you to bring this leg over. Now with your left arm, outstretch that, because that's what's going to keep your shoulders pinned to the floor, and now we can turn our hips against our shoulders. And we just pull that with our arm as far as we can, and once you get to the bite point, just hold it for 20 seconds or so and feel it stretch. You'll really feel this here in your glutes or your buttocks. It's stretching your back and your glutes. And repeat that on the other side. I'm a little bit more mobile this way than the other way. Okay, that's something I do absolutely every day in the morning. And the other one involves us getting up onto all fours. That was really a lower back exercise. This one's mainly for the upper back area. So with your knees about shoulder width apart here, assume a sort of all fours position. Get your back nice and straight. And now I'd like you to pass your one arm behind the other arm here and reach as far as you can along the floor. What this does is, with your knees being secured on the floor, it locks your hips in place and literally rotates your spine only. It has a big effect in the middle to upper part of your back, and you'll very often hear a few little cracks on the way through here, so which always feel quite rewarding. Okay, so here, reach as far as you can, rotate, and then on the other side exactly the same, under and reach. Hold those positions for about 20 seconds or so, and we'll soon have you back moving nicely. So we've done a little bit of flexibility work and stretches that you can do. I just want to introduce you a little bit now to some resistance work, so some strength training that you can do at home without having to go to the gym. And this is a little purchase I made myself for lockdown. It's called the Fit Life, it says on here, but you can get them from anywhere. And it literally just was a bag of resistance bands. It's been a bit of a godsend actually. I'd highly recommend them. So you normally get 5 or 6 bands of different strengths here, unbreakable elastic. You get a selection of handles and different things to put on the end. But they're really, really good for just doing a selection of different exercises and changing the resistance to what's comfortable for you. So here I've got a hand handle on one end, I've got a door stopper on the other, and I'm just going to show you what I do to try and increase my strength ready for when I get back to golf. So with the door stopper here, just loop it over the top of the door, pop it in place. Okay, now I've got a full ability to create resistance here. I like to do it from the top of the door because then I'm pulling downwards slightly and it recreates the golf swing as best I know. So I'll start off individually with each arm. I'll get it to pretty much so it's just at full tension, and then I'll just practice pulling that down across my body and feeling the resistance. That's quite difficult actually here. And it's just building up the shoulder area of the muscles, because that initially is what starts that quick hand and arm speed through the golf ball. I do it with the left arm too, which isn't as good. A few times here. And once I've done both hands and I'm comfortable with 20, 30 repetitions or so of that, I'll then move a little bit further away so I'm under a bit more tension, or I'd increase the band strength and do both arms, keeping my arms out at 90 degrees from my body. And now I want to rotate my trunk. So again, I'm going back into turning, but I'm really pulling now to try and make myself turn against that resistance, which means when there's no resistance, that pull is going to be easier and quicker. So these things are really, really good. I mean, they're so flexible that I will go on then in my exercises and do all sorts of things. Anything shoulder related is really good for golf. So you can recreate any of the gym exercises, simply tread on the bands where you want the resistance to start, and you can practice your normal sort of gym exercises where you might be lifting a dumbbell. This way you can actually do bicep curls in the same way, both hands here. So you can create the level of resistance that you're comfortable with, but pretty much anything that you can do in a gym you can do with these things. And for the sake of what, 28, 29 pounds I think they've been a really good investment. So there's a couple of strength exercises for you. You might need to invest in something to help you along the way. but they should help with your hand and arm speed through the golf ball. So I hope that's helped offer you a few tips on flexibility and stretching, a little bit of strength work as well to keep this speed up, especially as we get older. And ultimately, it's all about making this part of the golf club go nice and fast, the club head. As some of you will know, I'm a sort of keen, very bad amateur runner, and I once asked a running guy, what do I practice in order to run faster? And he says, you need to practice running faster. So it's an interesting same with golf. In order to practice and put this into practice, we need to hit golf shots and make golf swings that are much faster than we're comfortable with. And that means that your normal, when you come back into control mode, will end up being faster. There's no point in doing all the exercises and then magically expecting your swing to be faster. We need to practice swinging faster. So that refers back to one of my earlier videos where, especially in lockdown in the garden, no ball, just practice swinging 10 times on the trot as hard as you can, generating as much speed as you can through the ball. That'll put into practice all the stretching and strength work you've done. And then even if you get an opportunity when you get back to golf here, practice doing it with a ball. Now, I do this occasionally. You'll see up here on the screen my club head speed. So I've got a 7-iron here. Normally my club head speed with 7-iron is around about 83, 84 miles per hour. That's my sort of game shot. And I'm now going to try and make a couple of swings where I don't care where the ball goes, I'm just practicing generating more speed. And therefore, once I get accustomed to that, I'll then be able to learn to control it a bit better. Okay, so let's see what number we can master. Okay, didn't come out the middle of the club, as you probably heard. What have we done? Okay, so 89. So I've managed to up my club head speed by about 5 miles per hour from normal. I don't think I've ever done a 90, so that's about as good as it gets. And that means that the stretching and strength is beginning to work. And it also means that hopefully I'll keep up my distance for a few years to come yet. Thanks for watching, take care, and we'll see you soon, hopefully back at the golf club. Bye for now.